Why do I feel like I'm loving too many Nollywood movies right now? I feel like I am becoming too myopic in my critique in Nollywood movies, which I would not be in this movie. The goal is to make Nollywood better. Welcome back to Vic's Nolly Critic, the critic that makes Nollywood better. Today we are breaking down on the Star Star 2025 heist thriller Gingerrr, directed by Yemi Morafa, which showed us an ensemble of so many star actors like KieKie, Bisola Aiyeola, Timini Egbuson, and many others. Now, in this movie, they promised us Gingerrr, but did they really deliver the hit? Let's find out. In this movie, we dive into the 10 on 10 of Bisola's act, her accents, and the chaotic cinematic play that went down in the movie Ginger. We start with the plot summary. This is a movie about a woman whose father died and left an inheritance for the two children he has, and saying that it's only his bloodline that would be able to unlock this box and also to show this gold. So the gold is hidden in the box, invisible. So though you could feel the gold, but you can't see the gold. And the entirety of this movie was just about unlocking the box of gold. Now, in doing this, the main character met up with so many of her friends who had their own problems at hand and needed solution from the gold in the box, which by her benevolence she wanted to help her friends out by unlocking this box, getting the gold, and becoming the savior of the masses. Now, if this movie was the 2025 movie that gave us the 2 billions, I would not really complain because it was kind of a masterpiece. I'd like to say there are some movies that are airtight scripted that once you cut some scenes out, they become some loopholes in it. And I felt like this is one of that kind of movie. The movie should not have had some scenes cut out because it made some questions arise about this movie that made the movie seem a little bit inconsistent. Now, so we dive into the nitty-gritties of the movie. Okay, let's start with my favorite, Bisola. Now, when you look at Bisola now, she started with the fact that she has cancer and the doctor told her she has 1 month to live. But I don't know if a cancer patient that had 1 month to live will be able to run around till the time she actually dies, which is one. And number two, she had so much money that she was spending on the nightclub, which was the opening scene which she was introduced to us. She had so much money, she was spending it in the nightclub, and then suddenly she went to a restaurant and ordered so much, and she doesn't have a dime in her account. Nothing was told to us as to why she doesn't have any money anymore. Was the account frozen? Did she lavish all the money on hospital bills? Um, did one thing or the other, was she cheated, robbed, or something? We didn't get to know any of that. And when she dispensed her card for them to pay, for her to pay for the food she ordered, I realized that all the cards declined with no explanation whatsoever, and it wasn't given throughout the movie. So I was a little bit confused because I was thinking that there was going to be an explanation afterwards, which wasn't given. Now let's dive to Kike. I love her character, I love her part. I've been looking forward to see her play a main role since I saw her act in Muri and Co. She's a phenomenal actress, and I must say, now, the part she played in this movie had a little bit of loopholes. The loopholes are number one, she recognizing Bisola in the movie. I mean, she hasn't seen her friend for like 20 years. I don't think anyone can recognize someone after 20 years, if you get what I mean. Because 20 years is the time apart. They were kids, they had foggy memories. After 20 years, I don't think I can remember my friend's face when how they looked as a child, not talk of to know how they would actually look as an adult, you know. And we could say, yeah, there's social media, but guess what? The event that happened that separated them happened in 1970. Oh, okay, 1990. So if it happened in the 1990s, I don't think there was GSM to even use landmine, just to not to talk about having social media to keep up with. I mean, for over 10 years plus, there was no social media for her to communicate with her friends. So I wonder how she reignited that flame to be able to recognize her partner. And I realized that the same thing continued with the other four friends. That means they recognized themselves and they didn't explain to us as to why they were able to recognize each other. That was a very big loop in the movie, which I thought should be addressed. Now let's talk about the gold. When they talk about this movie and they talk about the child being the only one to open it, I thought that the key is in the generics. That's what I thought. That when the legitimate child of the person touches the golden box and opens it, the gold will magically appear. But suddenly, at the end of the movie, I started seeing her arranging eggs, chicken, blah blah blah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was cool, but if that was what it needed, how comes that was not what they were using since the beginning? It was when it got to her turn that that all of a sudden chicken, eggs, and the rest appeared out of nowhere. And I don't even know who fixed those things at the box. I don't know how she knew she was supposed to arrange the box. And also, I thought it would have been much more cool if there was like a nursery rhyme that the father taught her when she was little to be able to unlock the box and know the pattern, so that while she have tried and tried and be frustrated, there will be a memory flashback or something that will bring back the exact pattern with which she's supposed to arrange it. Nothing like that happened. It was like she was doing a trial and error, which didn't make it that much of a cinematic. I don't know if you get what I mean, but yeah. Back to Bisola, you know that she had 1 month to live. But if we look at the duration of the movie, we could see that the movie could span almost 1 month or if not more. Looking at the fact that after the death of um KieKie's character's father, KieKie came to town, and then the whole thing happened, and then the mother died, and then the time it took to bury the mother and all, and with the fact that the friend was giving 2 weeks to pay back the money that her and her boyfriend owed, it was supposed to have lasted like 3 weeks. I'm thinking her problem should have gotten worse, but she didn't look sick at all, apart from the one time seizure she had when she was with her friend. I think she should have had much more weakness as the movie kept progressing to show that the cancer was really affecting her. It didn't show at all. It didn't show at all. So let's talk about killing the mother. The killing the mother scene got me a little bit confused, and I kept thinking about it. First, we saw a scene where Timini's character, Golden Boy, came to harass the mother, and then another set of people came, and then the shooting started. So I saw that the set of people who came shot the mother first, then he shot back and stuff. Then Timini came back. And Timini's story to his mother is that he shot the woman. And then, which we saw, and then we now saw again that one the other of our friend who was claiming to be the bado that was around when we didn't see said that it was Timini also that shot the mother. So I can't understand that scene. Is it that what we saw was not really what happened, but their explanation is what happened? So I really could not get how that scene correlated, and would have probably I'm not that smart enough. The movie was just having so much things happening at the same time. As you're addressing one thing, another thing kept coming. As you're addressing one thing, another thing kept coming, giving the movie so much suspense. It was cool. Okay, so for the characters of the girls, I really love the fact that they all had their individualistic characters, which made the movie a little bit much more fun. But if I would say, um probably because of the cutting movies, some of their backstories were not really that explained. Why I say that it was not really that explained was that we could see Bisola in the town, but we were never told if she actually returned to the town from somewhere or not. The one with a boyfriend had issues with this man, which actually clearly states that they're actually in this. That was the exact town that she was in. And then the woman who is running a whole drug cartel, also the third best friend, also has the same problems in the town, which means that they were supposed to have actually been in the same town. So I wonder if they were in the same town and yet did not see each other and then coincidentally saw each other at that particular time, or probably the backstories of them and where they were located that made them not see each other for a very long time did not show in the movie. That's why I said some scripts are airtight that if some things are cut out, we will not really understand. So the backstories were actually left out, which made a little bit of guesswork to be happening around the movie. Why were they not in touch with each other if they were in the same town? How comes they are looking at themselves like strangers and don't know what's going on with each other's lives? So overall, Ginger is a vibe over logic kind of movie. If you're looking to see your superstars in 8K looking good and with good music, then you'll enjoy it. If you're looking for an airtight, coherent crime thriller movie, then you might leave the cinema with a headache. Until next time, peace out.